Hello, it's Amanda, and today I want to chat about changing of the seasons, what we like to call seasonal threats. It's that time of year in the spring and in the fall when we start to notice respiratory issues and maybe like sneezing, itchy eyes, cough, congestion, all of those things that happen when our seasons change. And there is so much that we can do naturally to support these symptoms that come about in the spring and the fall. And today I'm just going to go over some of my favorite options. And what I love about this as a health food store owner, we get to hear all of the time how these products help people. And I've had so many customers come back to me time after time, and they're like, oh my goodness, this works better than my over the counter or my prescription medicine ever worked. And so we love to hear that. And what's really great when you use natural options and you're supporting your body, you're not getting the side effects that often come with medications. And so if we can use natural things from the earth, no side effects. In fact, they have a lot of side benefits. And a lot of times we can get to the root of the underlying issue. But when you need additional support in the spring, in the fall, depending on where you live, what's around you, um, I'm just going to start with a few basic options. And the first one that I'm going to start with is lavender essential oil. And lavender, it's the most popular oil worldwide. When you think of lavender, you probably think of maybe for calming or sleep. It also is a natural antihistamine, and that's powerful. This is a pharmaceutical grade lavender from doTERRA, which means it can be dosed like a prescription medication, but it's known to not have side effects, and it can be very effective. But today I want to talk about it for its natural antihistamine properties. And so when you use it topically, which would be on our skin, internally, this one does have a supplement fact on the label, or aromatically in our diffusers during this time of year, it can help open up our airways. And what I love about it, this one, like I said, supplement fact is on here. When you take lavender with all of those powerful properties and you mix it with peppermint and lemon oil, that is what we like to call our seasonal threat bomb. And these three oils combined can make a world of difference when you're feeling the itchy eyes, scratchy, stuffy nose, those sorts of things. And what I like to suggest doing, if you have the bottles of oils already in your collection, or when you grab up your oils to get started on your natural journey, you can simply just take a couple drops of each of these in water and drink it. And when I've done this, if I've been somewhere, something's making me sneeze. A lot of times it's more like the synthetic plug-in artificial synthetic air fresheners. I will just grab for this little remedy. If I have all three, if I don't have all three, I'll have lavender, and I'll just drop it under my tongue or put it in a little bit of water, and it just opens everything up. And so when you put a drop or two of each in water and drink it, you're going to notice that it very much supports, opens up the airways. And if you are a person that's like, oh, I don't know, I don't like the taste of it, you absolutely can take your drops of oil out of the bottle. Okay, remember these all have a stopper or a dropper lid and the angle of it, and you can do an empty capsule. So an empty capsule looks like this. You take it apart and you literally can put your drops of oil inside of here. So if I'm making this capsule, my bottle, turn the wrong way. Okay, I've got my 2 drops of lavender. I grab my peppermint. I do the same thing. This is great to use. Anyone that doesn't want to have the taste. I've got 2 drops of peppermint. Maybe I got 3. And then, like I always say, it's not a perfect science, and this is lemon. So now comes the lemon. We're going to do 1, 2 drops of lemon. Might have got 3. You don't have to worry about it. You really can't mess this up, okay? So I just want you to remember that. But we've got our little drops. It's now in a capsule. I can put it in my mouth, swallow it with water. And with the capsules, you are pretty much going to make them as you need them. You can keep doing this remedy 3 to 5 times a day if you need to. Do it as long as you need to, Or you could do it once a day to be proactive. If you tend to be prone to all things seasonal in the air, definitely you could just start doing your drops right away in the morning and be proactive. If you feel like you start to get issues throughout the day, grab your oils, take it again internally. And use it often. Sometimes I think when people start with natural, they're like, oh, it didn't work. And they try it like one time. Well, the thing is, when we're working systemically to try to make our body work better and support it and with what's already there in the body, we have to take enough of it. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. This little remedy that I just showed you, I do feel like when I use it, it does work pretty quickly and you feel it going to work. But don't give up if you need that extra support. Another cool thing when you start natural options is that a lot of times in the beginning, you might feel like you're doing it more often. Like, oh my goodness, I'm really stuffed up today. I do this 3 to 5 times. And as you keep doing that for a few days, you start to notice that you feel so much better. And then guess what? You don't have to use as much of it. And so always listen to your body. Start with less, okay? I know that I'm a person, it's taken me a long time to retrain, but I used to be like, if my headache's really bad, I'll use like 10 drops or whatever. But the thing is, or I'm really stuffed up today, a little bit of these pure doTERRA oils go a long way. And so you don't have to overdo it. So start small, start slow, and then use more as needed as necessary. Now, this thing that I just showed you with the 3 oils, lavender, lemon, and peppermint, this is absolutely safe for children also. So if you put a little bit in water, they take it down. And actually, I've had a lot of kids do this over the years, and they don't even really mind the taste. When you can get that little bit of lemon, a little bit of peppermint, it can be a little tingly. Lavender tastes flowery, but it is good to know that you have that option when it's needed. Now, another thing you can do with the 3 oils out of the bottle, you could put you could do 10, 10, and 10. You could do 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of peppermint, 10 drops of lemon in a 10 ml roller bottle. You fill the rest with coconut oil. So you have 30 total drops of your essential oils. The rest is diluted with the carrier of coconut oil, and you are ready to roll. You keep that roller handy whenever someone's feeling stuffy, all the things, just down here behind your ear, down along your eustachian tube is a great place to roll the roller. You can do it multiple times a day. You can roll it right under the nose, over the bridge of the nose, anywhere that you feel helpful. If you have someone that really doesn't like the smell of the 3 of these oils together, you can put it on the bottom of the feet and you will still get the support that you need. And you can use it just like with the drops. You can absolutely roll your roller on 3 to 8 times a day if you need to. And then you can also put these 3 oils in your diffuser. Now, depending on how big, large, and open your space is, I would suggest starting with 2 drops of each. Yes, just 2 drops of each. And when you have it going in the diffuser, it's going to just help keep the air purified, of course, but it's also going to keep the airways, the respiratory system working as it should. So these 3 bottles of oils have all 3 of them can be used all 3 ways, aromatically, topically, and internally when extra support is needed. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Now, if you have someone that's picky, they don't like a certain flavor, they're like, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to take the time to open my bottles and put it in a capsule or put it in water every single day, we do have, doTERRA makes Tri-Ease soft gels. And these are a little soft gel. I'll show you how small they are. And you can, it's the oils inside of it. So these soft gels have lavender, lemon, and peppermint. That's all that they are inside the soft gel. You can take 1 a day as needed. Up to 3 a day is probably enough in most situations. And that is an easy, simple, all natural solution for seasonal support. So I like to show you when there is an option already made up. I know a lot of people just don't want to be a DIYer, right? Or you don't want to carry all your oils around. Easier to swallow something. That's what we're used to. Tri-Ease soft gels, natural goodness. A couple of other products that I want to talk about for seasonal threats. Breathe. I hope you've all heard of it, right? Just this is the name of this. Like, let's remind ourselves right now. Just take a big, if you have an oil in front of you, put a drop in your hand and just do a really nice deep breath. And just as I did that, I can feel my sinuses opening up. and feel the energy and feel the focus. And so, anytime you grab for your breathe or really any oil, let it be a reminder to stop and take a really nice inhale and exhale slowly. Simple breathing habits like this can change our health and our day in so many ways. They can just make us feel better. And I know a lot of times, we're busy, we're on the go, but we need to remember to stop, use our essential oils that we have in front of us, but really to breathe throughout the day. Some deep, intentional breathing, it can just make the whole body feel so much better, and your whole body can your muscles stay more relaxed. So breathe. I like the name of it. It reminds us to be intentional about breathing and take some extra deep breaths. But breathe oil is called, says right on the bottle, respiratory blend. We sell, where I live in Minnesota, so much of this in the spring and fall to farmers and men that are outdoors working, planting, harvest, all of those things. It's one of the most popular at those seasons, especially, like I said, for men that are out working in the fields and farming. But it's a respiratory blend. Breathe oil, you're going to use it in a roller. It comes in this beautiful roller already made. Like I said earlier, boom. I'm going to roll it right down along here. Feeling a little stuffy today. I have a lot of customers that use this right here, chest, across the throat, and right under the nose at bedtime. Can help keep our airways open. If you have anyone that makes noise, like a loud, annoying noise when they sleep, breathe is a great answer. In fact, at our house, every single night, we put 3 drops of breathe oil with 3 drops of serenity in our diffuser. So it can be diffused as well. Just again, respiratory breathing opens up airways, and it's an oil that when seasonal threats are at their peak, it just really helps with all things respiratory. So I hope that you've enjoyed these natural options to combat seasonal threats and the air around us that makes us stuffy. I hope you've enjoyed these tips, and please reach out with any questions. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe to my channel, and have an amazing day.